on, fam?
Today's episode is about confidence and finding our voice.
Alrighty, welcome back today, girls. So today, as you said, we're talking about confidence and finding your voice. How do we believe in ourselves when the world is constantly telling us who we should be? So, first question, what is one thing you love about yourself?
I love that I'm just myself.
You love that you're just okay. Okay.
I think I like how dedicated I am
Okay.
to like specific things. Like if I put my mind to something, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will stop until I get it done.
Okay, so your dedication,
Yeah.
you like that.
Yeah.
So if you don't put your mind to it, you're not gonna do
Nah.
it. Okay. So, and do you choose what to put your mind to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. Today?
Oh, I like how real I am.
Okay.
Right.
Expand.
I can't be fake.
Okay.
Like
you
it's
don't
just
pretend?
like even if I am, you can tell that I don't like that's good in a like right. Right.
Okay. How about you, Shane?
I like my I like how I am helpful.
You're helpful. Okay. Awesome. And last week, we touched a little bit on confidence. So that's why we're delving into it more today. When do you feel most confident? At what point do you feel most confident? You girls are laughing. I guess I didn't get the joke. That's okay. That's okay. When do you feel most confident? Like, does there has to be a specific situation or a specific place or a specific season in your life? When do you feel most confident, as if, yes, I've got this?
I think after I accomplished something I was really nervous about.
Okay.
Like, for example, like singing on stage. After I'm done that, I think I feel more confident because I got it over and done with and I accomplished it.
Okay, so you don't feel confident going in, but coming out.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Just like Dee said, like, yeah.
Like
if you're doing like a poem, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're doing it in front of people, especially if you're not comfortable with like strangers and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you did it well and good, like you're confident that you can do like more.
Okay, so it kind of boosts you
Yeah.
so that next time around you'll remember that, hey, I did it before, so
Yeah.
I'm good now. Okay, awesome.
I think when you do something you know you're good at and you're like in your element,
Okay.
that's when you're most confident.
Okay, fair enough.
I think you're most confident when you're around people who make you feel like
Okay,
Yeah.
so it depends on your surroundings.
Yeah.
Okay. When do you feel least confident?
When I'm about to do something I know I'm not like good at. Like that's not my strong suit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else?
That was seriously mine. But
That's okay.
yeah, like if I'm not good at something or if I didn't practice it well,
Okay.
like if I did a test and if I didn't practice at all, I wouldn't be confident.
And does that happen often, Miss Joanna? You do a test and you didn't review? But it happens every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think when you're about to do something and you know what people are about to say, and you know it's negative, so like you're just not.
It kind of chips away at your confidence. Even if you're good at it, you still in your head get lost in your head a little bit, thinking, okay, what is this person gonna say? What is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I agree with Shay. When you're like about to do something but you're worried about the judgment, you feel less less confident.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Do you think social media affects girls' confidence?
Yes.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
How? Enlighten my darkness.
So, for example, if you're like famous and you post a lot, there's like a lot of like haters. There's always gonna be some people judging you, but there's always like gonna be like some people in the comments or just people making like clips or just like people in general just hating on like the aspect or the idea of what you're doing or just the idea of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think social media can also just like weaken your confidence and also just make your self-esteem like way lower than when you started the business.
Okay. Okay.
It's like kind of what you said, but not really. Like when you post, like some people get jealous and they want to like do it, like copy you and something, and they just
And then depending on their comments too, it can either
Yeah.
boost you or make your confidence go down. Hey.
confidence.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I think social media can affect you as like a viewer and as like a contributor.
Okay.
But mostly like because we don't really post that much like as like an influencer. It affects us more as a viewer, and everybody always says like you shouldn't compare yourself to people online, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's like the inevitable because like it doesn't matter how much you have, you're still gonna look at other people and be like, why don't I have this?
Okay.
In some way, it doesn't have to be like envious or like you're genuinely sad about it, but you're always gonna compare something in your mind.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think like comparison and just like seeing people are like, oh, how comes they didn't go viral or whatever, but it's only like 20 likes or 20 comments. But like if you like switch around, you're like thinking I saw a video and it was like, but like imagine 20 people coming up to you and complimenting you, but people like brainwash you into thinking that's not a lot, and they'll like judge you for not having like going viral or having a lot of viewers. Or...
Oh, okay. Okay. Have you ever compared yourself to someone?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Whether online or in person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Why? Wait. Before. Yeah. Why do you do it? And how do you feel when you do it? And what do you do about it? So that's 3 questions. How, why, and what?
Like if there's something for how, I guess I don't know, but I guess if they're like better than you, you compare yourself a lot because like you think you're like jealous.
You think they're better than you, it doesn't mean they are.
Yeah, you think you're better than you. Like if you're like dancing or something, you think they're better dancer and like they're better like at everything at you, and they're just jealous.
You feel jealous?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
I think it's kind of like our human nature to just compare ourselves to others, like in a way. I think it's just like I think everyone compares themselves to someone or just to something in a way, and I think I don't know why we do it, but I think it's just like that's kind of just our human nature, and then the way we feel after it is kind of just like, why can't I be like them, or like why am I not like blessed with their talent, or why can't I do this? We have like so many questions in our head, but I feel like it's just like our nature to be doing this. But I think that when we do it, we don't get anything from just watching them do it. If we don't like act or act on it, I think just comparing ourselves and just looking at them is not going to do anything. I think if we act on it, maybe, but you can't if just comparing yourselves to others, if you think it's going to get you somewhere, it really isn't.
Do you think that affects your confidence level, comparing yourself to someone?
Yeah. I think it does, because you're just looking at how much better they are, well, from what you think is yourself, but you're not thinking about like, oh, I have so much good qualities and how much good qualities I have and they don't. So I think it does lower yourself, like your self-confidence.
Even the way Joe worded it, like she said that they're better than you, but that's exactly what people think when they're comparing themselves to someone. But it's just it's the way you think, and your point of view. You think they're better than you. That's why you compare yourself to them. But if it was reversed, you wouldn't have done that.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it does. I agree with everybody. I think that like you're comparing yourself a lot, like even though you try not to, like you're gonna find something, like even if it's not about them, it's just like about like what they have. I'm like, oh, I kind of want that. Like yeah.
Okay. Why do you think girls sometimes feel like they're not enough? Let's backtrack a little bit. Do you think girls think that they're not enough sometimes?
Yeah.
Why?
The system.
What system?
The world. The way the world works, the way society works, makes people, especially girls, think that they're less than and that they don't deserve. Like we do so much, and a lot of people don't get credit for it.
Yeah.
And it's just the way the world is set up. We're not like there's greatness in us, but people don't want to see it sometimes. And girls usually compare themselves to other girls, and so that also brings you down because you want to be like this person. Then we're all trying to be like somebody else, and nobody's
not being
yourself.
yourself. Yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just the system. I think it's just a system. I think the way our world is just like
so society.
Yeah, just society itself. It makes like girls like not like seem as enough as like how much they are. Like for example, like they could be doing all this big stuff and like all these good stuff and people won't like comment on it. It makes them feel like, oh wait, am I not doing enough, or am I not like
enough
proving myself to people? So it's like it makes them like think like, do I have to do more for other people to notice it, or do I have to do less for other people to see that
you're not doing anything, but it. Then they notice that you're not doing it.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like,
yeah,
you
what
can't
do you want?
like what do you want? So it's kind of just like our world and society itself.
Oh, okay. So people.
Yeah.
Pretty much. How about you, Shan?
Yeah, I agree. I think people is like a big part of it, but I also think like an example is like you're doing your schoolwork and then you have like a test and then you can study like the hardest you study and then you get a good mark, but then someone else just gets like a little bit higher than you and then like you're comparing yourself and like, oh, am I not enough? What should I be doing that? Like what am they're doing that I'm not doing? And yeah.
And do you think physically speaking, do girls think they're not enough?
Yeah.
Why? And how so?
I think just like the human nature, because like what we like go through, like what we see other people go through, like if like back in the day when people like women were allowed to vote, like men were never allowed, like not allowed to vote, and you see like when husbands died, people are like the women were just by themselves and the man is the householder. Like even my friend was telling me that her mom was like trying for like a son because she was like the last girl, and then when her niece was born, everybody was like, oh, okay, niece, but then it was nephew. There's like a big party, so it's like like you just because you're a girl, you're like belittled and like less than.
Okay, as if you're not enough.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How about you, Shan?
I think that our society has set up a system of, if we're talking physically, like there's a perfect way you should look and a perfect way you should dress and a perfect way you should act, and nobody, literally like 2% of the girl percentage would act like that.
True.
And everybody's different, and everybody, that's what ends up making us compare ourselves to other people, because there's a standard. And usually, especially like in schoolwork and stuff, you need to compare yourself to the standard so that you can get that grade. So then we tend to do that with society and stuff, and our physical appearance, and that just ends up being bad for our mental health.
Who sets that standard for physical appearance, though?
Honestly, us.
You?
Yeah.
So do you think you can change the narrative on that one?
I feel like if we were to change it, people would have like their own opinions on, or like we would be limited to whatever like we would be limited to whatever like rules we had for ourselves in a way.
Okay.
For example, if we were to change it, we would be limited to the options because of what other people, or like what the world wants us. Yeah, what the world already thinks.
So it would kind of like be a new idea. But
it's not like necessarily like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt as if your voice is not being heard, it's being quieted? Have you ever been in a situation like that?
Yeah.
Do you want to share how you dealt with it, or how it made you feel? What was the outcome?
In that situation, I stood my ground. It was hard for me too, because I was like, I should just give up because they're not going to listen to me. But I knew that what I was saying mattered, and that when I found out other people were feeling the same way I was, then I was like, then I have to do it for them because they're not going to speak up. So I'm not only doing it for myself, I have to do it for everyone else as well.
Okay. And you said you stood your ground. How did you feel? Was your voice heard? Was it not heard? What was the outcome?
They heard, but they didn't listen.
They didn't listen.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I felt initially I didn't feel, it made me feel like really bad because
hurt.
Yeah, because you can't ask for my opinion then just disregard it completely.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Are you still hurt? Were you disappointed?
I was disappointed
Were you disappointed in the situation? What made you feel disappointment?
The outcome.
The outcome?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And are you still feeling disappointed and hurt?
There's not much I can do, so not really. But like, if I keep thinking about it, like if I keep dwelling on it, then my mind will go back to like how I was feeling in that moment.
Okay, but you're not feeling that way now. Okay. So if the situation were to repeat itself, do you think you would have acted the same way, or you would have just brushed it off and say, you know what, I'm not getting involved. I'm done. I'm not going there. What would you have done?
Yeah, because I know what's gonna happen or what possibly might happen. I'm just gonna say do whatever you want because my opinion does not matter to you. So there's no point in me giving my input.
So that situation in itself, it silenced your voice. Okay. Okay. Shane?
Yeah, I agree with Shade. And like in the situation, it's like even though you're like trying to speak out, you're like trying to find your confidence, but it's like they're not like perceiving what you said. Like they're listening, but they're not really like listening. Yeah, like they're not like going back to like using what you said and like actually applying it. They're just listening to say they're listening, but they're not actually using it.
And how do you've personally experienced that? How do you respond to a situation like that?
I would usually just let it go because I know the situation could change, but I tell myself it's not going to, and then just like leave it.
So you just leave it. So your voice isn't being heard.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
It's like disappointing, sad at times, like, because like you really want to get your point across, but it's just not like your point is not getting across.
Do you think it makes you see people differently? I'm talking to everybody now. Do you think situations when your voice is, I'm not going to say silenced, but quieted and you're not heard, do you think it makes you look at people differently?
Yeah.
How so?
I think once you get your point across and like, I feel like if they were to like actually listen to you, they would actually take your perspective on things and try to work things out. But if they're just like taking their point of view and taking their perspective and thinking that they're the only one in the right, I think that changes your perspective on a person because it's like, wait, I can't ever like say my opinion in front of you without you saying, oh, like my opinion's basically better than yours. So it's like, okay, you learn to just like distance yourself from that person, but also just to like know what they would do in like a specific situation.
Okay. So what you're saying, based on what you're saying if you encounter such a person, you're thinking no matter what, once you have that experience, no matter what happens, you won't speak up because you already know the outcome because
no,
of how the person is.
I would speak up knowing that the outcome would be bad, but I think I'd still speak up to get my point across. So they would actually know my perspective, but as long as they know my perspective, I'm fine with it. As long as I got my voice out, but I just know they are not gonna listen.
Okay, so you just know that nothing's gonna change, but I'm gonna let you know where I stand.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Shane?
Can you repeat the question, please?
No, what I was saying, based on what Gianna was saying, that do you see people differently in that situation?
Yeah, I think that I see people differently, like the way they respond or the way they act. I think I like view them in a different way, like because maybe like something else will happen that's similar to the situation. I might just like next time it happens, I might like just avoid it completely so we don't get back in that situation.
Okay, so you wouldn't let your voice be heard because you're thinking it's not gonna make any sense. Okay. How about you, Shade?
My initial thought would be to act like Shayna, but then I would actually act like Gigi because if I tell you my point and you're still gonna not like listen to it, then I know that
it makes no sense.
I know that you don't want to listen to my opinion. So that even if next time you still ask me for input and you're not going to listen to it, I just know that's how you're like. I'm still going to give like where I stand, but like now I know that you're never going to listen to me. So it's better that I express myself,
let your voice be heard.
Yeah, so that they know that that's exactly what they're doing. They're not listening to me, and that even if they want to tell anyone else, that it wasn't just it. They made the decision based off they know another side of the story or another perspective that other people might have, not just myself, and then they still went against it.
Okay. So based on it, and we're talking because we're girls here talking, and you're teens and youngins. Based on that, do you think your voice is being silent because, how should I put that? Do you think you can come off as being disrespectful?
Yeah.
How so?
Because they'll think that once you get your point across and you think that they're not listening, they'll think that you think that they're not listening to them. But it's actually like the opposite way around.
Okay.
Because you're trying to let them listen to you, but they're probably thinking like, okay, yeah, I'm listening to you, but are you listening to me?
Okay.
Because they're repeating their perspective over and over
So
again.
they're expecting to push their views on you so that you accept it. But once you stand your ground, it seems as if
like
you're
being
not
listening.
Disrespectful because you're the child. Especially if it's an adult. They're thinking, why aren't you taking what I'm saying? I'm the adult here. I know better. Okay, so that's the person. Okay. And that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Shane?
I agree with Gigi. I think like even though you're trying to be like you say stuff in the most respectful way possible, they'll still like twist your words or like make it seem like you're being disrespectful. But they're like so they'll keep trying to get their point across, and even though we're saying something back, they'll just they'll rephrase what they're trying to say to make it sound like more like conditioned to what we're like saying to them, but they're not switching their opinion. They're just using what they're using.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like rage baiting.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Chad?
I think an adult's number one go-to excuse when a kid doesn't want to listen to them is disrespect.
Okay.
And they have a lot of selective listening.
Okay.
Like they pick and choose. Like you say one thing, they pick and choose exactly that one little phrase out of the whole thing, and they say that you're disrespectful based off of one sentence out of 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you don't think sometimes this has to do with maybe the body posture, the tone of the voice? It doesn't. No. What do you say, Joe? You have something to say?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess like when you're trying to say something not that nice, but like kind of nice, or say something to prove you're right, they kind of like twist up the words because they don't understand.
Okay.
And they say it in like a different way, so that you can actually feel bad for yourself.
Okay, so they in turn make you feel bad for trying to have a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You make adults seem really bad people.
They're not bad. They just don't want to understand. And they can't really even because they're not us.
Oh, that's a fair point. That's a valid point. Do you think you as girls understand each other more because of your age group than adults?
100%.
Why?
Because I think it's because like we're all like around the same age.
Yeah.
I think because
Joy's mentally the same age. Yeah.
We've been in like the same exact like, experiences like school wise or like home wise or like just outside of home and school wise. I think it's just because we're around like the same age group, around like the same like society or like just people in general. I think we've been in like the same like experiences or the same like just like situations. I think we understand each other more, whether it's like adults, you guys have been like through more. So then like we could listen to you, but we won't actually know until like we've been through it. So I think we'd understand each other more because we've been through like the same situation.
Oh, okay.
And I think adults don't understand like the kid situation because number one, like the age gap, and like number too, you guys are also just like, oh yeah, it's like a silly situation, so it's fine because you guys can take it more.
Okay.
Because you guys have been through like, I think more. But since like we're younger, you guys like the adults think that like every situation that we have is kind of just like
belittled.
The little
Yeah,
it's like
it's
really
not
like
great.
it's like really petty. It's like really small.
Okay.
So it's just like, yeah, I think we understand.
You're
each other
okay.
more. Yeah, you're okay. You can thug it out. You can
Yeah.
you can go through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Shane, I see you nodding your head a lot.
Yeah, because I like 100% agree with what she's saying. Like, she's just speaking from the heart. Like, and she makes so much sense. Like, because even though they're like, or like you tell them, oh, you don't get me, you don't understand what I'm saying. They're like, oh yeah, I was a kid once too, but you're not me.
No,
Like, you're not who I am right now.
Yeah.
You were you in wherever you were in your
century.
era, but we're us now with all these like the era, the place, the time, like what's going on in the world, like everything is different. So even though, oh yeah, I can relate, I was a child once too, I understand what you're going through, like you don't understand.
Okay. I'm learning a lot. Okay. We don't understand? Today you're agreeing too. I'm here to ask you.
I really, really do agree, because exactly what Shayna said. Like, maybe you went through the same thing when you were a kid, when like, right? But you're never gonna be in the exact situation we are in.
Yeah.
And the time, everything is completely different. We live in a completely. You guys barely had technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it
Oh dear. Ouch.
it really is different, because like even like a 20-year-old, when they were a kid, they still had a different experience than us. We have
That's true.
we still have like, and our issues are also like, they're really trivial to us. No, I don't know if that's the word. They're really different.
Okay.
Your guys' issues might seem bigger.
Effective.
Yeah, your guys' issue might seem bigger because you not necessarily went through more, but like harder things. And we are what's our issues now are hard to us. So like, when you, even especially when adults like belittle our situation, it just actually gets harder to deal with it. So I think us as like teenagers, even Joe, we can understand each other a lot better, because we don't even have to go through the same thing to like kind of relate to each other.
Do you think your lives are easier than, say, us, or lives were when we're your age?
Depends on which aspect.
No, it kind of depends.
No, it depends though.
It really
But
does.
yeah,
It
Depends
does
on
depend.
what.
The aspect you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about bills, we have no experience in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And money, we don't have to pay taxes. We
And
just
work.
get money.
Okay. Yeah.
But
And
if you're
we're-
talking about like
Schoolwork.
people, time, era, yeah.
Yeah, it might be a little bit.
Yeah.
harder.
What?
The era we're living in is much harder to live in than it was when you.
Much
guys were
harder.
kids.
Really? How
Yeah.
so? Enlighten my darkness.
We could talk Christian wise. We can talk like people wise, like as
Okay,
our
let's
generation.
Talk those two. Christian wise. Start there.
Christian wise, it's a lot harder now because of the influence of social media. And
Okay.
yes, people when adults when they were younger had influences as well, but we have even more now.
Okay.
And it's like we're like hustling. We're trying to find like ourselves in. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, we're trying to find we're straying away, a lot of us, because of other people.
Okay. So
And
influences.
Yeah, influence. And it's just a lot harder to navigate our, especially our Christian journey around these people who normalize so many sins. So you can't even tell what's a sin or not anymore.
Oh, okay.
You have to really know for yourself.
So it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything to say regarding
I
Christianity?
think AI is taking over our whole world now.
Yeah.
I think there's robots like doing waitress jobs at restaurants sometimes, and they're just like, we go to like straight to like AI to ask questions. I think AI is just taking over our world, and we can't just be like our genuine self.
Okay.
Like it's not just like the person. It's just AI.
Okay.
Straight AI. And there's so many AI videos. There's so many videos of people turning into AI, and there's just like, nothing's ever like real right now.
Okay,
It's
so you're saying
like,
there's a
yeah,
a thin line between reality
and AI.
yeah, okay. Okay. So it's kind of hard to know what's real from what's
Yeah.
what not. Okay. Understood. Shane?
I think that like back in the day,
Back in the day.
I
Okay.
think that there wasn't as much like things you have to like decipher from like what's right and what's wrong. Like
So not a lot of distractions.
like I think it was easier to just focus, and then I think that like even like when we're learning at school, like we learn, oh yeah, we evolved from monkeys, so the world is this 100 billion years old, and we the Big Bang and all that type of stuff. Like we don't believe in that, so it's hard to like because people like all these scientists can like prove like they can prove like that the Big Bang happened, but we know that we know that we were created, but it can be confusing and like they can conflict each other, so it's like hard to like prove your point, because even if you're trying to like talk to someone and be like, no, this was what happened, this was what happened, this what happened, they can prove their point as well. So you're like, oh, it makes you start to wonder like, oh,
and
really?
it's harder for you to prove your point.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Awesome. So that was the Christian aspect. Shade has said people wise, Christian wise. What people wise? How is it so difficult now for you guys? People wise.
Because now I feel like people are a lot more
Bold.
Calculated, and bold and manipulative.
Yeah.
Because even like I'm gonna still tie into the Christian.
Okay.
The devil also, it's really crunch time now, especially. So the devil's really getting into these people.
Yep.
And we are becoming as a human society a lot more like it's really hard to live right now as like just a person. And it's just you don't know who's your friend, you don't know who's not, because you could because like I'm just gonna use like one of them as an example. Even my own sister could be the like person that's plotting to like murder me, and we just don't. I know she wouldn't, but like actually some people would never know.
You would never know. Yeah, that's true.
That's just harder for us to
like.
That's kind of
scary. To think about. Yeah, that's scary. Any thoughts on that? People? No? Jen?
I think people like they like I think it's different because just like what we go through, because people like when you guys were growing up it was different because like
guys. Okay.
Okay, when the older folks were growing
Oh my lord.
the older folks were growing up, I think it was just different because again like different experiences, different times. So yeah.
Do you think people were more respectful back then than now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is that so?
Because like back in the
back
in the day,
yeah.
Everyone was kind of just like friends.
Okay.
Like everyone just knew each other. Everyone would just be like, "Oh wait, what's up?" Like
hi.
Like just hi. Like everyone like knew each other. Like right now, it's kind of just like people. You walk past people, they're probably judging you. You can't just go up to people and say hi because they'll think you're weird, and they'll think you're just like mentally insane or something. So you can't just do that anymore. They're like, it's really like, it's more like disrespectful right now, because you can't just like go up to people without like, I don't know, consent, or just like without like them like being judging or judgmental towards you. Or them thinking you're like weird, mentally insane, or
okay. Anybody else?
I completely agree. And the whole aspect of consent has become way too far now. It's loosely used. It's a very loosely used statement. And like even I can use church as an example. Like people expect you to say hi to your elders, but like you actually don't even know who you can say hi to anymore, because it's really hard to like people are gonna see you as disrespectful for saying hi. And people are going to see you as disrespectful for not saying hi. So, like, you can't really choose anymore.
Yeah.
And even in person, like, if I'm walking at the grocery store, even with my mom and, like, me and Shayna, if we see a person our age, we're walking straight past them. We're not saying hi. We're not looking. We're going separate directions. But even somebody our parents don't know, they're going to say hi to each other just out of, like, politeness. And that, I think that shows, like, how we grew up.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Who inspires you to be yourself?
God.
Yourself.
I think yourself. Well,
Yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Okay.
can't be anything but yourself. Like, I mean, like, you're asking who inspires you to be yourself?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think yourself. I think, I don't know. I just think you inspire yourself to be yourself.
Okay. So you have no outside influence
I
to
don't know. I just think it's yourself.
yourself? Okay. How about you, Shan?
I think like people like a role model, but I think yourself, like your own
Ultimately,
person.
it's
Yeah.
you. Okay.
I don't know if you can really inspire yourself, but the person you want to be can inspire the person you are right now to become somebody else or like the best version of yourself.
Okay.
But I think the people around you also can inspire you to be
a better version of yourself. Okay. So what if the people around you are inspire you to be someone you know you're not? And but they're saying they see it in you. This is who you are.
But then again, you know yourself.
Okay.
And I know some people who would like easily manipulate people's minds into thinking that that's who they are, and then they actually try to become that person. But eventually you're gonna realize that's not you, because you're gonna feel like there's no genuine
Okay. How about you, Joe?
God.
God? Awesome. Inspire me. Tell me about it.
I don't know. God just keeps us safe, so he's my inspiring.
Yeah, he's your inspiration.
Yep.
And he inspires you to be the best version of yourself. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Well, you know what, girls? Confidence doesn't mean you never feel insecure. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're confident doesn't mean you won't have moments of insecurity. It means you keep showing up as yourself. And that's the important point. Showing up as yourself, not being carbon copies of somebody else. Right? There's just one you. There's nobody else like you in the world. Right? And you'll have days where you feel like, yes, I've got this. I'm on top of the world. And then days where you don't even want to get out of bed because you feel so, low. And that's okay. It's okay not to be okay. But it's for you to keep pushing. All righty, we're going to play a game. Yes. What's the game called?
Who's most likely to?
Who's most likely to? Okay. All righty. Who's most likely to laugh at the wrong moment?
Gigi.
She's laughing. Okay. Who's most likely to trip over nothing?
I feel like
Today.
I feel like today.
Who's most likely to forget their phone somewhere?
Sheena.
Yeah, Shayna.
Who's most likely to send a text to the wrong person?
Jojo.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to start dancing in public?
Jojo.
Okay. Who's most likely to spend all their money in one day?
Shade.
Who's most likely to become famous?
Jojo.
Okay. Who's most likely to be late to everything?
Shade.
Yourself.
Who's most likely to give the best advice?
Gigi or Shade?
Who's most likely to start drama accidentally?
Joe.
Shade.
You said yourself. Okay. Who's most likely to keep a secret the longest?
Gigi.
Sheena.
Yeah, Shayna.
Okay. Who's most likely to become a doctor?
Gigi.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Who's most likely to fall asleep in class?
Shade.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Some stats are crazy.
Who's most likely to get perfect grades?
Gigi.
Who's most likely to forget homework?
Shade.
Who's most likely to go viral online?
Jojo.
Oh. Who's most likely to travel the world?
I feel like
Same.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, that's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
I feel like all of us though.
All of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me?
Who's most likely to adopt the most pets?
Me.
Gigi.
Well, not cat.
Who's most likely to move to another country?
Me. I would move.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sheena.
Awesome. So that's a wrap for today. Thank you, girls. And I want you to say one thing positive to a girl that's listening today. Just one thing, one encouragement. Because that's what we're here to do.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Even if you don't know who you are, still be yourself.
Try to find yourself first, but still be yourself.
Okay, all right.
Don't listen to side comments.
Don't listen to side comments. Okay.
You got the next one? Pick your surroundings wisely.
Okay, choose your surroundings wisely. Awesome.
Oh, I have it. Don't back down. Like,
Don't back down.
remain confident.
Awesome. Stay on.
Yeah.
And we're out.
Remember to like,
Subscribe.
And turn on those post notifications.
You can also find us on Spotify as Phenom Girls Growing Up.
and on TikTok as phenom.girls.grow.
If you enjoyed today's episode,
Share with another phenomenal girl in your life.
And remember, every phenomenal woman started as a phenomenal girl.